Good morning, everyone. Today, my team and I, we are going to present the Show Me What You Can Do debate. Our position will be, language exists from birth, and what is learned is the ability to attach words and structure to the language ability. Our main thesis will be guided by the interactionism, that is a theoretical view that children have some innate knowledge of the structures of language, but also require meaningful interaction with others to acquire language structures to develop Latin ability. Now we are going to present some of our arguments.
Our first argument is human beings are born with the capacity of communicating through body language. A recent experiment conducted by Spencer Helly showed that our brains view gestures as speech, which means that we are born with a predisposition to communicate with our body. To prove this, the University of British Columbia and the San Francisco State University analyzed certain photographs from the judo competition of the 2004 Olympic Games and found that people who have been blind from birth have the same mannerisms than sighted people, which they could not have learned through imitation and therefore must have been natural to them. This means that we are born with a capacity of communicate.
My second argument is that human beings are born with a capacity to communicate through body language. A recent study conducted by Spencer Kelly demonstrated that our brains view gestures as speech, that is, unconsciously our brains view gestures as a way to communicate with others. Also, the University of British Columbia and San Francisco State University analyzed photographs taken during the competition of the 2004 Olympic Games and found out that blind people had the same mannerisms than sighted people, even if they were blind from birth. And if these people who could not have learned these mannerisms through imitation used body language, this shows us if people who have been blind from birth and therefore could not have learned these mannerisms through imitation still use them, then that must mean that body language is innate, instinctual even.
However, it has been demonstrated through scientific research that primates and other animals can learn language through imitation. This is an example that can be explained through the bonobo Kansi. He could learn how to communicate using a keyboard with lexigrams. At the beginning, he did not show any interest in learning words, but after some time, he learned how to communicate with his keepers. If Kansi could learn how to communicate through lexigrams, and even he could communicate with his keepers in short phrases, this means that primates could also learn language and some of its basic structures. Therefore, we humans and primates can learn the ability to communicate with different types of languages.
In the arguments mentioned into consideration, we can conclude that though we are indeed born with a predisposition to communicate through various forms of language, such as body language, smell, sense perception, and even silence, we also acquire other forms of language and communication after birth, such as the recognition of visual symbols, patterns, and certain references based on experience.
Thank you so much for your attention.
Thank you.